The H-2B visa program in the United States is once again in the news, and not for a good reason. If you are from India specifically, on April 24, 2025, the US Citizenship and Immigration Services announced that they have stopped accepting applications for the 19,000 additional H-2B visa allotted to returning foreign workers for the second half of fiscal year 2025. These visas were intended for those who had previously held H-2B status and were planning to return for temporary employment with job starts from April 1st to May 14, 2025. The USCIS stated that they had received enough applications by April 18 to meet the quota. Any applications sent after that particular date will now be rejected. However, what's particularly really concerning for an Indian perspective is that Indian nationals were not eligible to apply in the first place. Despite the large pool of willing and capable Indian workers, India is not included in the list of countries whose citizens are allowed to participate in the US visa program. The H-2B visa is designed for temporary, non-agricultural jobs, typically in industries like hospitality, construction, landscaping, cleaning services, and even maintenance. It is specifically useful for the US employers during peak seasons or time when there is a surge in the demand. Now, each year, US allocates 66,000 H-2B visas divided equally across the two halves of the fiscal year. The additional 19,000 visas that have now been filled were specifically made available for returning workers. In the meantime, a separate pool of 20,000 visas remained open for nationals of a very selective group of the countries, such as El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Haiti, Colombia, Ecuador, and Costa Rica, none of which include India. India's exclusion is not new, by the way. The US Department of Homeland Security reviewed the list of eligible countries annually, and India has not made it to the list for several years now. The reason for this exclusion are complex, but stem from concern raised by the US authorities over visa overstays, high rejection rate, pattern of fraud or misuse, poor compliance with visa condition, and even worries about human trafficking. These issues, according to USCIS, can actually harm the US interest and lead to a country being dropped from that particular list. Interestingly, a new rule introduced in December 2024 gave some relief to workers already on H-2B visa. If they lose their job, they now have up to 60 days to find a new employer or make plans to leave the country legally rather than facing immediate deportation. But this benefit still doesn't help Indians who remain excluded from the program altogether. Now, for India, this ongoing exclusion is a missed opportunity. The H-2B visa could have provided employment to thousands of Indian workers looking for short-term jobs abroad. These workers could have gained international experience, supported their families back home, and contributed to both the economies. Unless there is a significant shift in visa compliance pattern and stronger engagement between India and the US authorities, it seems unlikely that India will be added back to H-2B visa eligibility list anytime soon.